One example of nature versus urbanity is in Huck Finn with Huck, and he chooses to save Jim from slavery, and this is like not accepted by normal society, and Huck sees Jim as an equal and a friend rather than a slave. And a picture to symbolize him would be a ship, because at first he tries to run away from his problems, but then when he goes back to save Jim, he turns around and he faces them.
Another example of the conflict nature versus urbanity shows up in Scarlet Letter, when Pearl is talked about by society and considered a product of sin. This shows nature versus urbanity because society is immediately judging Pearl and not giving her a chance to show who she truly is on the inside. We chose a geo to represent this because it has a hard exterior but a beautiful interior. A third example of the conflict nature versus urbanity shows up in Daisy Miller, when Daisy chooses to spend her evenings outside alone with men, which at the time was against social norms. We chose a picture of a plant within the desert to represent Daisy and her uniqueness to the rest of society.
Another example of nature versus urbanity comes up again in Daisy Miller, when Daisy shows up late to Mrs. Walker's party. We chose the ugly stepsister to represent this because Daisy thinks that she's entitled to just do whatever she wants and not follow like the proper manners that come with attending a party. Another example of this conflict in Daisy Miller is when Daisy goes to chill on with Winterbourne. Her mother didn't approve of it because it wasn't normal to go somewhere with the man you just met. We chose Romeo and Juliet as an image because this is another couple that was frowned upon by society.
Overall, Henry James is trying to teach the reader the lesson that breaking the status quo can have serious consequences, because in Daisy Miller, he portrays Daisy breaking the status quo, and her consequence? She ends up dying due to her poor decisions.